Hello everyone, this is Abhishek Mohanty and you are watching Padarth Vigyan. So students, welcome to lecture number 5 of the chapter Vectors. In this lecture, we'll solve a few numericals based on the addition of two vectors. So we have already discussed about the triangles law of vector addition and the parallelogram law of vector addition. So using the formula, we have to solve few numericals. So let's get started. So students, look at the first question on the screen. The question is, two forces 5 Newton and 7 Newton act on a particle with an angle 60 degree between them. So find the resultant force. So according to the question, it is given that we have a particle and two forces are acting on this particle. The first force F1 is equal to 5 Newton and the second force F2 equal to 7 Newton. So these are the magnitudes of the two forces and the angle between them is 60 degree. Suppose F1 vector is acting in this direction and F2 vector is acting in this direction. The angle between these two forces is 60 degree. F1 vector and F2 vector, the angle between them is 60 degree. So we have to find the resultant force, means we have to find the magnitude of the resultant force and its direction. So students, we know that the magnitude of the resultant vector is equal to how much? Square root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. A square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta square root. So in place of a we can put f1, in place of b we can put f2. So here the resultant force F will be given by f1 square plus f2 square plus 2 f1 f2 into cos theta. Is that clear? And then you have to give a square root sign here. So what is f1? F1 is 5 Newton. So f1 square will be 25. 5 square will be 25 plus f2 square. What is f2? 7 Newton. So f2 square will be 7 square or 49 plus 2 into f1 means 5 into f2 is 7 and here cos theta is cos 60 and then give a square root sign here. So 25 plus 49 it will be 74 plus 2 into 5 into 7 and cos 60 will be half or 1 by 2. So 2 and 2 will cancel. So you'll get how much? 74 plus 5 into 7 will be 35. So the answer is 109 square root and we know that the unit of force is Newton. So you can write Newton here. So we got that the resultant force is square root of 109 Newton. Now this is the magnitude of the resultant force. But we have to find the direction. Means we have to find what is the angle made by the resultant force with F1 vector. So students, we already know that if we apply the parallelogram law of vector addition, then if we complete this parallelogram like this, then this one will represent the resultant force. So we have to find this angle beta, means the angle between the resultant force and F1. So we know that tan beta is equal to b sin theta divided by a plus b cos theta. Tan beta is equal to b sin theta by a plus b cos theta. We have already derived this formula where beta is the angle between the resultant force and F1 vector. So tan beta will be how much? B sin theta, what is B? B is 7 Newton. So write 7 into sin theta means sin 60 divided by A. A is 5 plus B cos theta. Again write B is how much? B is 7. So 7 cos 60. That implies tan beta is equal to 7 into sin 60 is root 3 by 2 divided by 5 plus 7 cos 60 and cos 60 is half, so it will be 7 by 2. So 7 into what is root 3? Root 3 is 1.73 divided by 2 divided by, it will be if you take 2 as LCM, it will be 10 plus 7. So 2 and 2 will cancel. So you will get tan beta is equal to how much? 7 into 1.73 divided by 10 plus 7 is 17. Now you can multiply this quantity 7 into 1.73 and divided by we have 17. So it will be tan beta. If you find this value using the calculator, it will be 0.7132. Is that clear? So what will be the value of beta? Beta is equal to tan inverse 0.7132. So students, in this way we can find the angle between the resultant force and F1 vector, and the magnitude is found to be 109 square root Newton, square root of 109 Newton. So students, in this way we can solve this question, and now we will proceed to the next one. So now look at question number 2. The question is two vectors both equal in magnitude have their resultant equal in magnitude of either. Find the angle between the two vectors. So it is given that we have two vectors and they have equal magnitude. Suppose we have vector A and vector B, and it is given that these two vectors have equal magnitude, means magnitude of A is equal to magnitude of B. Let us say that this magnitude is x. So the resultant of these two vectors, means when we add these two vectors, the resultant has the same magnitude as either. It means if we add the two vectors, A vector plus B vector, we will get a resultant vector R. So according to the question, it is given that, look at the question again, two vectors both equal in magnitude have their resultant equal in magnitude of either. Means the magnitude of the resultant vector is also equal to the magnitude of either vector. It means the magnitude of the resultant vector is equal to magnitude of A is equal to magnitude of B. It means all these values is equal to x. Is that clear? It means we have two vectors having equal magnitude, and when you add them, the resultant vector also has the same magnitude. Now we have to find the angle between the two vectors. Suppose assume that let theta is the angle between A vector and B vector. So we know that the formula for resultant is how much? Square root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So we will put x in place of A, we will put x in place of B, we will put x in place of R, because all the magnitudes, the magnitude of A, the magnitude of B and the magnitude of R is x. So I will put x here. X is equal to square root of x square plus x square plus 2x into cos theta. We have to find the value of theta. Now x is equal to x square plus x square will be how much? 2x square plus 2 into x is also 2x square, and we have cos theta here, give a square root. Now square both sides, so you will get x square is equal to this square root will be removed, so we will get 2x square plus 2x square cos theta. That implies x square is equal to, taking 2x square common, you will get 1 plus cos theta. That implies x square by 2x square is equal to 1 plus cos theta. So x square will cancel, you will get 1 plus cos theta is equal to half. That implies cos theta is equal to half minus 1. That implies cos theta is equal to minus half. And cos theta is minus half means theta is equal to 120 degree, because we know that cos 120 degree is equal to minus half. So we got that the angle between the two vectors is 120 degree. So in this way we can solve this question, and now we will proceed to the next. So now look at the question number 3. The question is two forces whose magnitudes are in the ratio 3 is to 5 give a resultant of 35 Newton. If the angle between the two forces is 60 degree, calculate the magnitude of each force. So in the question it is given that we have two forces and the ratio of their magnitudes is 3 to 5. Suppose F1 is the first force and F2 is the second force. So F1 by F2, this ratio is equal to 3 by 5. Suppose let us take that F1 equal to 3x and F2 is equal to 5x. So the ratio is 3 is to 5. The angle theta between the two forces is 60 degree. And we have to find, yes, it is also given that when we add them, the resultant of these two forces is 35 Newton. So we have to find the magnitude of each force, means we have to find the magnitude of F1 and the magnitude of F2. So students, we know that according to the law of vector addition, we know that the resultant force F is equal to square root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. Is that clear? So in the question the resultant force is given as 35 Newton. So write 35 in place of F, and F1 we have taken as 3x, so it will be 3x whole square plus F2 is 5x, so it will be 5x whole square plus 2 into F1 is 3x into F2 is 5x, and here we have cos 60 degree because the angle between the two forces is 60 degree. So that implies 35 is equal to it will be 9x square plus 25x square plus 2 into 3x into 5x will be 15x square into cos 60 is half or 1 by 2, and then you have to give this square root symbol. So 2 and 1 by 2 will cancel. So you will get 35 is equal to 9x square plus 25x square will be 34x square plus here we have 15x square. So that is equal to 49x square root, and we will get 7x. So we got that 7x is equal to 35. That implies x equal to 35 by 7 is equal to 5. So after getting x equal to 5, we can find the value of F1. So F1 is equal to 3x. So x is 5. So you can write 3 into 5 is equal to 15 Newton. And what is F2? F2 is 5x. So 5 into x is 5. So 5 into 5 will be 25 Newton. So we got that the magnitude of F1 is 15 Newton and the magnitude of F2 is 25 Newton. So in this way you can solve this question, and now we'll proceed to the next one. So now look at question number 4. The question is, if a vector plus b vector magnitude is equal to a vector minus b vector magnitude, then find the angle theta between a vector and b vector. So students, we have already discussed about two laws of vector addition and we know how to add two vectors. But here we have to find a vector minus b vector. So we must know how to subtract two vectors. So remember that a vector minus b vector is same as a vector plus minus b vector. Means if we want to subtract b vector from a vector, it is same as adding negative of b vector with a vector. For example, suppose this is vector a and this one is vector b, and the angle between them is theta. Then by using the parallelogram law of vector addition, we can add them. So we have to complete this parallelogram like this, and the common diagonal will represent a vector plus b vector. But the question is how to subtract b vector from a vector. So subtraction of b vector from a vector is same as addition of negative of b vector with a vector. So what is the meaning of negative vector? We have already discussed that the negative of a vector means a vector having the same magnitude but opposite direction as the given vector. So b vector is directed in this direction. So we will construct another vector in the opposite direction like this, and this vector will have the same magnitude as b vector. So this length is same as this length. It means they have same magnitude but opposite direction. So this one will be minus of b vector. So this is a vector and this is minus b vector. We have to add them. So we have to complete the parallelogram like this, and this diagonal will represent their resultant. So this will represent a vector plus minus b vector. So students, if theta is the angle between a vector and b vector, then what will be the angle between a vector and minus b vector? This is the angle. This one is the angle. And this angle will be pi minus theta or 180 minus theta. Because vector b and vector minus b, they are opposite to each other. And this total angle is 180 degree. If this angle is theta, then this angle will be pi minus theta or 180 minus theta. So remember that if theta is the angle between a vector and b vector, then the angle between a vector and minus b vector is 180 minus theta. Is that clear? So a vector plus b vector magnitude is how much? We know that the magnitude of the resultant is how much? A square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta square root. So the magnitude of a vector minus b vector will be how much? Magnitude of a square plus magnitude of b square plus 2 into magnitude of a into magnitude of b into cos of the angle between a vector and minus b vector, because we are adding the two vectors which is a vector and minus b vector. The angle is how much? 180 minus theta. And then you have to give a square root sign here. Is that clear? And remember that cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Cos 180 minus theta is equal to minus cos theta. So remember that a vector minus b vector magnitude is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta square root. Is that clear? So in the question it is given that a vector plus b vector magnitude is equal to a vector minus b vector magnitude. So we have to find the value of theta. It means a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta square root is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta square root. Now squaring both sides, you will get a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. And from both sides you can cancel a square, b square, b square. So you will get 2ab cos theta is equal to minus 2ab cos theta. Now bring this term to left side, you will get 2ab cos theta plus 2ab cos theta is equal to 0. That implies 4ab cos theta equal to 0. But a and b are not 0 because the magnitude is not 0. A vector and b vector are not null vectors. It means cos theta will be equal to 0, and since cos theta is 0, that implies theta is 90 degree, because you know that cos 90 degree is 0. So the angle between vector A and vector B is found to be 90 degree. So students, in this way we can solve this question, and now we'll proceed to the next and the last question of this session. So now look at the question number 5. The question is, at what angle do the two forces P plus Q and P minus Q act so that the resultant is square root of 3p square plus q square? So we have two forces, F1 is equal to P plus Q and F2 is equal to P minus Q. So we have to find the angle between these two forces such that the resultant is equal to this much, square root of 3p square plus q square. So we know that the resultant force, the magnitude of resultant force is given by F equal to F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. Is that clear? So the magnitude of F1 is given, magnitude of F2 is given, and the magnitude of F, the resultant force, is also given. We have to find what is the value of theta. So what is F? F is 3p square plus q square square root, that is equal to F1 is how much? P plus q. So write P plus q whole square, and in place of F2 you can put P minus q. So it will be P minus q whole square plus 2 into F1 is P plus q and F2 is P minus q, and then write cos theta and then give a square root symbol. Now if you square both sides, then you will get 3p square plus q square is equal to, remove square root from the right side also, so you will get p plus q whole square plus p minus q whole square, which is 2 whole into p square plus q square, because we know that a plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square is equal to 2 whole into a square plus b square. So p plus q whole square plus p minus q whole square will be this much, and then we have 2 into p plus q into p minus q. This is like a plus b into a minus b, which will be a square minus b square, means p square minus q square, and then we have cos theta. That implies 3p square plus q square is equal to, you can open the bracket here, just do the multiplication. You will get 2p square plus 2q square, then we have 2 whole into p square minus q square into cos theta. So let us bring these two terms to the left side. So you will get 3p square minus 2p square plus q square minus 2q square, and on the right side we have 2 whole into p square minus q square into cos theta. So 3p square minus 2p square will be p square, and q square minus 2q square will be minus q square. So we will get p square minus q square is equal to 2 whole into p square minus q square into cos theta. Now take this term to left side, you will get how much? You will get p square minus q square divided by 2 whole into p square minus q square is equal to cos theta. So these two will cancel, so we'll get cos theta is equal to half, that implies theta equal to 60 degree. It means the angle between the two forces p plus q and p minus q is 60 degree. So students, in this way you can solve this question. So we have solved 5 numericals based on the addition of two vectors. Hopefully you have understood all the questions, all the solutions clearly. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. So in the next class, we'll discuss the uh, Polygon's law of vector addition, where we will add more than two number of vectors. So till then, have a nice day and